Welcome to our channel, where every week we bring to you a new synthetic tale read to you by AI. Each story filled with twists and turns, excitement and adventure. Whether you're in the mood for a heartwarming romance, a spine-tingling thriller, or a magical fantasy, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let us transport you to a world of endless possibilities. Now let's begin. Werewolfs Attack. Once upon a time, in a small coastal town surrounded by dense forests, there lived a pack of werewolves. The origin of the pack was shrouded in mystery, with rumors of a cursed bloodline passed down through generations. The werewolves kept to themselves, avoiding contact with the townspeople and living deep in the forests. The townspeople were unaware of the werewolves' presence, believing them to be just another wild animal that roamed the forests. However, there were whispers and legends of strange disappearances and gruesome deaths that hinted at the werewolves' existence. Despite this, life in the town continued as normal, with the townspeople going about their daily routines without fear. One fateful night, a young couple named Sarah and David decided to take a late-night walk on the beach. They had heard about the strange happenings in the forests but dismissed them as just silly rumors. As they walked hand in hand along the shore, they suddenly stumbled upon a group of werewolves feasting on the remains of a fisherman. Terrified, Sarah and David tried to run back to the safety of their home, but the werewolves caught up to them and viciously attacked, leaving their bodies torn and mutilated on the sand. The next morning, the town was in a state of panic as news of the attack spread. People locked themselves indoors, afraid to venture outside. The town sheriff, a man named Jack, along with a few brave townsfolk, armed themselves and set out to track down the werewolves. They followed the tracks of the creatures deep into the forest, where they finally came upon the lair of the werewolves. What they found there shocked them to the core. The werewolves were not just wild animals, but they were once their fellow townsfolk who had been bitten and transformed into the creatures they now hunted. Jack and the others had heard rumors of the werewolves' curse, but they never believed it until now. They were faced with the realization that their friends and neighbors were now the very monsters they were trying to hunt. The confrontation between the townsfolk and the werewolves was brutal and gory. Limbs were torn off, and blood was spilled on both sides. Despite the odds being against them, the townsfolk emerged victorious, but at a heavy cost. Many of them lost their lives, and the once peaceful coastal town was left in ruins, with bodies and gore strewn everywhere. In the aftermath of the battle, Jack and the surviving townsfolk vowed to never let something like this happen again. They warned others of the dangers of the forests and the existence of the werewolves, and they established a strict set of rules to prevent anyone from becoming a werewolf themselves. Years passed, and the small coastal town slowly began to recover from the tragedy that had befallen it. The memory of the werewolves and their curse still lingered in the minds of the townspeople, but life eventually returned to a state of relative normalcy. However, one night, a stranger came to the town, claiming to have information about the curse of the werewolves. He told the townspeople that the curse could be broken if a descendant of the original werewolf who started the curse was killed. The stranger claimed to be a hunter, and he offered to help the townspeople end the curse once and for all. The townspeople were skeptical at first, but they were desperate to rid themselves of the werewolves and the curse that had haunted them for so long. They agreed to allow the hunter to help them, and they set out into the forests once again. The hunter led the townspeople deep into the heart of the forest, where they finally came upon the lair of the werewolves. The werewolves were ready for them, and they launched a fierce attack. The townspeople fought bravely, but they were no match for the strength and ferocity of the werewolves. Just when all seemed lost, the hunter stepped forward, revealing his true identity. He was a powerful wizard who had been tracking the curse of the werewolves for many years. He wielded a magical sword, which he used to fight the leader of the werewolves, the descendant of the original werewolf who started the curse. The battle was intense, and both the wizard and the werewolf were evenly matched. However, in the end, the wizard emerged victorious, beheading the werewolf and breaking the curse once and for all. The werewolves, who were once human, returned to their original form and were laid to rest. The townspeople were overjoyed and thanked the wizard for his help. They returned to the town, where they held a grand celebration in honor of their victory over the werewolves. The memory of the werewolves and the curse slowly faded into legend, and the small coastal town became a peaceful and thriving community once again. However, the wizard knew that there were other cursed beings in the world, and he set out on a new quest to find and defeat them, hoping to bring peace and happiness to the world. And so, the story of the werewolves of the coastal town became just another tale told around campfires, but the memory of the bravery and determination of the townspeople lived on. And that's the end of the story. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching Synthetic Tales, the AI storyteller. We'll be back soon with another story. Until then, farewell.